Dave Ramsey recently made headlines for encouraging his listeners to take 8% withdrawal rates in retirement. He was soon assailed by a cadre of CFPs, PhDs, and Ivy League economists who claimed that his withdrawal rate assumptions were dangerously high. In fact, financial expert Rick Edelman went so far as to state that, quote, anyone following Ramsey's retirement withdrawal strategy is doomed, close quote. He further stated that, quote, I and every other legitimate financial advisor has recommended to our clients that when you're in retirement, and you need to start withdrawing money from your investments, you should withdraw no more than 4% per year. Close quote. The 4% rule has been the gold standard for distribution rates for over 30 years. But recently, Suze Orman weighed in on the withdrawal rate controversy and said that she, quote, would not be using the 4% rule on any level, close quote. Why? According to Orman, you could face personal challenges like a health problem that requires a big pile or a steady stream of cash. You need to preserve as much of your portfolio as possible for these types of unexpected events. In other words, don't take out 4% because you'll be digging into a stash of cash you may need to access for emergencies somewhere down the road. Orman says the less money you withdraw each year, the better off you are, close quote. So if Orman isn't recommending the 8% rule like Ramsey and she isn't recommending the 4% rule like Edelman and other financial experts, what is she recommending? Orman suggests that you only withdraw up to 3% of your nest egg in a given year. That's a long way from Ramsey's highly criticized 8% distribution rate assumption. But whether you pick the overinflated Ramsey rate or Orman's ultra-conservative withdrawal rate, you must understand that the distribution rate you choose has massive implications for the amount of money you'll be required to save between now and when you retire. Consider this, if you're a 35-year-old and want to live on $80,000 per year, adjusted every year for inflation, starting at age 65, you'll need to have saved $1 million by day one of retirement based on Ramsey's 8% rule. That means that you'll have to save $8,825 per year and average an 8% return over that time frame. However, if you're a 35-year-old and decide that Suze Orman's 3% rule is the more realistic way to go and want to live on that same $80,000 per year, you will need to have accumulated a lot more money by the time you reach retirement. To figure it out, simply divide $80,000 by Orman's 3% sustainable withdrawal rate, and what you get is $2,666,666. In other words, you'll need to save that amount by the time you reach age 65 in order to take that same $80,000 annual distribution adjusted for inflation. But here's a massive unintended consequence of adopting Suze's 3% withdrawal rate in retirement. In order to accumulate the required amount by the time you retire, you'll need to save $23,540 per year every year for 30 years. The difference between the Ramsey approach and the Orman approach is a whopping $14,625 per year. Can you start to see why Dave Ramsey is so high on his 8% withdrawal rate in retirement? It's a lot easier to start saving for retirement if you believe that the amount you're required to save is only $8,825 per year versus $23,450. When Ramsey's listeners hear the number $23,450, he fears they'll lose hope of ever being able to achieve financial independence. The number is too big, too unrealistic, and too intimidating, and they'll abandon their retirement journey before it ever begins. So the question becomes, what's better, the 3% rule, the 4% rule, or even the 8% rule? The answer is none of the above. If your goal is to create $80,000 of income at age 65, you're much better off using a guaranteed lifetime income annuity. Consider the following. If you retired today at age 65 and wanted $80,000 of income with a 3% cost of living adjustment, you will need to contribute $1,176,470 to a guaranteed lifetime income annuity. And that $80,000 adjusted every year for inflation is guaranteed to be deposited into your bank account each and every year so long as you're on this side of the grass based on the claims paying ability of the insurance company. So how much money would a 35-year-old have to save between now and age 65, growing at 8% per year, to accumulate $1,176,470, which can in turn be contributed to that guaranteed lifetime income annuity? The answer is $10,385 per year. So surprise of all surprises, the annuity alternative gives you the best combination of lowest required annual savings and highest likelihood your income will last through life expectancy. So the next time someone asks you to weigh in on who has the best advice on sustainable withdrawal rates in retirement, Dave Ramsey or Suze Orman, simply respond, none of the above. To get the best bang for your buck with the highest success rate over a 30-year retirement, a guaranteed lifetime income annuity is almost always the best way to go. If you would like some help implementing a balanced, comprehensive approach to tax-free retirement that shields you from the impact of higher taxes, head on over to davemcknight.com and click on the Connect with an Advisor button. I'm happy to refer you to an advisor in the PowerZero network that has been trained, vetted, and qualified personally by me. If you're a financial professional and want to learn how to become a certified PowerZero advisor, head on over to powerzero.com and opt into my free video series. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to drop them into the comments section below. I'll respond to every single one of them personally. And don't forget to click like, subscribe, and the bell so you never miss a video. This is David McKnight. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.